The issue of Gina Haspel to be head of the CIA. You have written a number of books, and specifically your book, Time in the Shadows, is about torture. Your thoughts on what she has done. You specifically look at black sites.
I do specifically look at black sites, and it is incredibly harrowing. What is very devastating about what her nomination has done is to essentially rubber stamp the use of completely and utterly brutal and harrowing modalities of torture on people. Whether or not they're guilty, there is never a sort of a legal process that will allow us to adjudicate whether these people are in any way culpable of anything. And in fact, loads of innocent people have been subjected to these black sites. Now, what is ironic, of course, is that Gina Haspel's confirmation hearing was happening on exactly the same day that the British government was issuing an official apology to Abdul Hakim Belhaj and his wife Fatma Budshar. And Fatma Budshar had been 4 months pregnant. She'd been several months pregnant, but for 4 months she had been held in Thailand, presumably under the reign of Gina Haspel while she ran the Thai black sites there. Now, what her confirmation, should it proceed, is going to signal is that all of those countries in the world that acted as black sites, a number of those countries that are members of NATO and they're Eastern European states, members of NATO, but which are also members of the EU, had their wrists slapped by the EU, among them most specifically Poland and Romania. But those that are not part of the EU and were engaged in these kinds of, and they allowed their territories to be used as black sites, Thailand foremost among them, but there were others, as well as those countries that acted as countries of extraordinary rendition, for example, Jordan, Morocco, Egypt, and in fact Syria even. All of these countries are essentially going to see these as a carte blanche for conducting torture. Not that they ever really needed it, but this is essentially, I mean, one of the things that one hears all the time in the Middle East is, well, if the US is doing it, why does anybody care about why Sisi would do it? And so I think that in some ways it would be an utter travesty, although completely unsurprising, if Gina Haspel is chosen to head the CIA.
Lala Khalili, we want to thank you for being with us. Professor at SOAS, University of London, author of a number of books, including Time in the Shadows, Confinement and Counterinsurgencies. We ask you to stay with us.